So the whole track is fairly scary when you're going uphill past Devil's Playground and you can see sky and you can see the drop off. It's a daunting challenge.
Pikes Peak is such an incredible challenge. The history that it has, the environment, the altitude change, the length of it, the turns. It's such an incredible challenge against man and machine.
The main goal, of course, is to improve further our open class record from last year. After last year's near miss, we do have an eye on also the overall win.
Last year we lost the overall win by 7 seconds. Of course we win the Pikes Peak Open, which was the target, but you know, at the end we are sporting guys. We want to win overall.
Setting a new open class record and winning the overall event. That's what's driving us forward. When you show up to race day or the test session and things go smoothly, it looks like it was effortless, but it assuredly is not. We have many long hours of debriefs and engineering design going on in the background.
It's that combination of you getting up at 2 o'clock in the mornings for testing, right? To be on the mountain at 4 o'clock when the gates open, you're there setting up the service area before even the sun comes up.
And then you gotta come back the next day and the day after, and it's a brutal schedule.
We are completely crazy, you know. We have the dog inside. When we don't have this pressure, when we don't have this hard day and night hours working on the vehicle, we are missing something. We cannot live without this.
The road condition, the surface, the smoothness of the road is very different. The grip level is very different. It's an open road, it's an accessible road. There's a lot of rain, sometimes every night, every day.
The mountain changes so much from the lower section to the middle section to the upper section. You've got to be fast in all three.
Right off the bat, you're fighting grip, and at the same time, you're putting 1,600 horsepower and thousands of Newton meters of torque into this very bumpy, dusty surface. You have to be so good with your power delivery, very, very on point with your traction control, and your aerodynamics have to work all the time.
Ford Performance was working very hard on improving the aerodynamics even further. I think in short words, the best to say is take a jet fighter airplane, flip it upside down, and that's what we have on 4 wheels here.
Weight of the truck is about 3,500 pounds. But at 150 miles an hour, we get about 6,000 pounds of downforce out of this truck. You know, there's areas where he's just pulling 2G, 2.5G flat across corners. That to me is a tangible proof point of our aerodynamics, giving him the confidence to do that. Your runtime is so low compared to any other racetrack. Any other track you go, you can do a handful of laps in a half an hour. You've kind of narrowed in on your setup already. Here, you get 3, 4 runs in one day.
A lot of the changes we've been doing is more in suspension setup, more of a evolution of Superman 4.2. It's helping the back end of the car feel settled in.
In order to get the best grip in these very cold and challenging conditions, you need to preheat your tires. We're using our F-150 Lightning to actually charge all the tire warmers.
Big advantage of an electric powertrain is that we are not losing discharge or power because of the thin air.
From 9,000 feet to 14,000 feet, you can outclass any internal combustion vehicle for power delivery.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see all of you again on the mountain. So the tire plan would be medium, used, and then the new one.
It's not so important for you, the qualifying time. For the data, it would be perfect for us to have also the new tire for the,
So
like in the race.
Okay. So first run, what, around 6?
They just, like 10 minutes ago, they opened the track.
So I think
Around 6, yeah, it's realistic.
Yeah.
I would say like 5:45 we should be ready, at least, because we have a lot.
Power is going sideways, so I think it's or the diff, or the rear diff, or the drive shaft.
Can you explain how the sound is now?
So he's not getting power to one side?
Transmission problem.
In our first run, we had a right rear drive shaft failure. We thought it was a drive shaft failure because in the data you could see the lines where Romain suddenly kind of lifts off, and once he got back to the pits, we were able to figure out that, okay, there's been a small implosion inside the diff, which then knocked the boot off of the drive shaft, and grease and everything comes flying out.
We expect around 25 minutes until we need to take our run, okay? Okay, good. So, speedy.
The team did a great job. We changed the rear transmission on site, got the car ready to make 2 more runs. Romain Dumas, he's the king of the mountain, so he holds the overall record.
I don't know that we could do this without him, to be honest. He's got such great history here and success here, and he is thinking about every single element.
Romain went out and set a 3:32.
That's a good time. It's not bad at all.
Got us pole position. Couldn't ask for more.
It's a lot of preparation for one race. When you do Le Mans, you say, you have 1 year to prepare a 24-hour race. Here you have 1 year to prepare a 14 miles race. So it's a lot of work for sure.
Again, Romain's crew is ready to go right from his pit. If we could coordinate that with the helicopter. So you're going to be sitting for a couple minutes probably. Now you can drape tire warmers up until you get into the start box. And honestly, with the temperatures and everything right now, you're not going to lose too much.
It's more for the head,
Yeah,
If you're sitting there like, how much did the tires get lost?
When he calls you to go up, you got to go up.
Got it. Okay. Ciao guys, car's coming.
There's no room for mistakes on driver side. There's no room for mistakes on technical side. You have one shot. You can imagine the pressure for the team, for the driver, for everyone. You work so hard all the year for it, and then you have one shot.
Romain Dumas is on the starting grid in the 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning SuperTruck, returning again to try to beat a record set last year by the super van that he set of an 847. Uh-oh, already coming to a stop, and maybe they have stopped him?
I think that's red flag, I suspect.
Okay, so that might not be such bad news.
I didn't stop. It wasn't a red flag.
Maybe not.
Here, mid copy. Is all okay? Red flag.
So that looks like that was a problem.
You have telemetry?
There's a little bit of drama here.
Reset button. Reset button. Try the reset button.
So he's now rolling.
He's got about 8 13 seconds to find on Christian, and I think that will be really close.
But still possible to get back early, but it's going to take a Herculean effort. If there's anybody in this grid that can do it, I think Romain Dumas is the one. It looks like Sector 2, a 2:04,
Yeah, 2:04.
62, 5 seconds quicker than Christian Early's.
Let's see what Romain can do on this the W's. This is where this car excels. He took another 9.5 seconds out of him. That is close now. We're talking 4 seconds.
Across the stripe for Romain Dumas. Where will it land him? Top of the board, 8:53, 5:53.
We are here on top of Pikes Peak. I mean, it was not an easy one. We had a small issue at the start, but I was able to recover.
At the end of the day, motorsport is beautiful when you are always trying to find the limit of something. You know, and it's when you squeeze everything out from the engineer, from the car, from the driver, and so on. It's what we like at the end of the day.
Well done, well done. We won the class, we won overall, didn't get the record in the class, but that's racing, so we'll learn from this, we'll understand exactly what happened and come back stronger.